Hello, I'm going to give you parenting advice as a 16-year-old kid with no parenting experience. So, I have my trusted notebook and I've written down a lot of pages of thoughts that I'm going to talk to you about. So, if you want your kid to have an entrepreneurial mindset, spirit and or experience, or just give them some working experience, you should not pay them on a per hour basis. Pay them based on result or outcome. From this, they will not learn time is money. They will learn for the outcome and the results. They can come up with creative ways of getting this outcome. Money should be a side bonus for working hard. Money should be a side bonus for working hard to make an idea or dream reality. You should not have to define what work is, just make this outcome reality. Learn your kids that time is not money, and they won't learn this if you pay them on a per result or outcome basis. Then you will also give them more creative ability and ways to complete this task or get this outcome or result, and really test your kid and not just say to them, go chop down 5 trees. That is a result basis, but you can also just say, go chopping down some trees for 30 minutes and I'll pay you this. That's a per hour or per half an hour basis that you pay them on. If you pay them on a per result basis, they will work harder and find more creative ways and actually try to complete the task as fast as possible to get most benefit or get most out of completing this result or creating this outcome. Yeah, you shouldn't have to define what work is, just make this outcome reality. You have to define what work is if you pay them on a per hour basis, really. Because if you say work for an hour, what is work? How hard should you work? All of that. Instead say, complete this task. You can estimate that it takes an hour, but don't say it. You can just say, chop down 5 trees. And then in the back of your mind, you know it'll probably take around an hour. It's a much different mindset and way of thinking that you'll give your kid about completing this task. I also wrote, kids should not get or be exposed to tablets, phones or TV or modern music. They should play an adventure in real physical life, draw, build things with wooden bricks, read books, learn to handle and care for animals, play instruments and learn basic knowledge like math and the alphabet. Of course, they should learn a lot more, but starting to build up the knowledge. Be present with your kids. Don't give them an electronic device to make them shut up. This is a direct and personal attack to all parents who just give their kids a tablet and expect them to be quiet. Of course they will be quiet, but it's not good for a kid. So yeah, I don't believe it's good for our kids to be exposed to tablets, phones, TV, or modern music. All the electronic devices, they are a distraction. Let them play with grass, with sticks on the ground. Kids will find a way to entertain themselves. Try leaving your kid alone for 10 minutes. Learn. Maybe they will squeak and cry in the start if you leave them alone in a room, but after some time they'll find a way to distract themselves and find something to do, and that is a good thing to try. And also modern music, a lot of swear words, a lot of the general stuff said. It can really harm the kid. They should play an adventure. They should play an adventure in real physical life. They will learn a lot from that. How to play and be around water, what water is, and just learn and touch the nature. Also learn to draw. I think there's a lot of benefits. You will really learn to control your hands if you learn to draw. And also it will be a great thing to collect your child's paintings or drawings, and then when they get older, they can look back on it and see how it was. I really enjoy looking back on my drawings that I did as a kid. I have really been a fan of drawing, and that has probably also impacted me on how I view paintings and drawings, because I am really a fan of paintings. I collect paintings, I guess. I have 2 paintings in my room, and yeah, I like them because they give me a special feeling, or they're just beautiful, and I would love to have a lot more. Build things. They should also learn to build things with wooden bricks. They will learn a lot from building stuff. Build a huge tower with wooden bricks. I did that in kindergarten. My younger brother did that too. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, they will learn to build a great fundament, a great base, and then build upon that. Because if you don't build a solid base, then the tower will collapse if you try to build upon it. Let them read books. Of course, that could be fictional books, or it should be fictional books, or just you can also read books for them at night. Learn to handle and care for animals. You will learn and get a lot of responsibility from learning how to behave around animals, how you should treat them. And that is something that I think every kid should have. Grow up around a dog or cat or a bunny, a horse, cow, anything. Play instruments. Also There's a cool lifelong skill that you will develop. And yeah, basic knowledge, of course, that's obvious. Yeah, be present with your kids. Learn to be present, mindfully present, not think about all the other stuff. Focus on your kid when you're with them, or else if you don't focus on your kid when you are with them, then if you don't do that, then you shouldn't really be there because you're not present. Don't give them an electronic device to make them shut up. Yeah. I was out on a restaurant once with my father, mother, and brother, and at the table next to us, I saw a parent give their young 3-year-old child a tablet so they stopped crying, and I just felt disgusted at that. Yeah, that is a personal direct attack. Stop that. You're not friends with your kids. Only when they get older can you become friends. Parents nowadays always try to give their kids what they want. The kid doesn't know what is best. They shouldn't get to eat candy or watch SpongeBob whenever they want. They should respect their parents and know their place in the hierarchy of power and authority. Kids should feel guilt when they disappoint their parents. You're not friends with your kids. Don't try to be friends with your kids. Let me move on. Parent your kid with a heavy hand. As a father, learn them. This is specifically about for sons. I only talk about doing this for sons because there's a big difference between treating how you should treat your son and daughter. Parent your kid with a heavy hand as a father. Your son, I'm talking about. Learn them to fear you if they do anything wrong. If the father is weaker than the son, and the son hasn't been taught to fear and respect his parent, then the son won't listen or obey his parents, or try hard to please and make his parents proud. Learn them to deal with the cards they are given and not play a victim. The heavy hand can both be in a physical or figurative sense. Teach a kid what to think, not how to think. That is a quote from Catherine Berbersign. She is a headmistress. She is the head of a school in England, in London, called the Michaela School. I really like what they're doing. They're going back to a more conservative sense of teaching, learning them to actually stand in front of a crowd and make a speech, learn them to be present, no phones, eat healthy. They do a lot of great stuff. The son must learn nothing in the house is his unless it is given to him by his parents. He owns nothing. The parents owns it. He doesn't. Take your son on hikes or out fishing. Learn him to tie ropes, start fires, archery, whistle like birds. That's a lot of cool things that I wish to have learned, and yeah, lifelong skills and useful skills. The ideal place to have a boy grow up is on a farm. Give him his own animal so that he can become responsible. Make a clear distinction between him and rich people. Sometimes take him into the big cities and show him the cars, the food, the clothes, the lifestyle and home of the rich. This will give him a hunger and craving after this. Learn him to be independent and able to perform and present to a big crowd. So the thing that I wrote about creating a hunger and craving in him after the rich's lifestyle, I don't agree with that anymore. I wrote this on the some a week ago around that, and now I don't agree with that anymore, because you cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve God and money. And he should serve God, of course. And you shouldn't crave this. Shouldn't crave material things. So I disagree about that now. There's nothing, I think, more unfortunate. Okay, this is a quote from John F. Kennedy in 1962. Quote, "There's nothing, I think, more unfortunate than to have a soft, chubby, fat-looking children." I agree. We as parents have a lot of variables in control that can set the kid up for success. We can control the quality of food we serve our children, more or less control the lexicon of the kid, the quality educator and education they get, good and healthy, we can control if they're good and healthy. Oh, good and healthy circle of friends, and the environment. Don't let your kids grow up around drugs. Maybe that will harm them, and learn them to be independent and strong. That's of course some good things, but it can also take a negative turn, and they will stay down around drugs. The key is not just praising your kid, but what you decide to praise. Praise effort, not intellect. There was a study conducted where after the kid completed a task, two groups of kids were tested with a variable, and that is the praise they get after completing a task. One group was praised with their intellect, saying, "You're so intelligent, good job, you're so clever." The other was praised with effort. "You're so hardworking, good job working, good work." And yeah, then when the kids were faced with a hard challenge that they haven't been praised for yet, then the kids who were praised for their intellect gave up and just gave up because they thought they couldn't do that, while the kids with praise on the effort worked harder and tried to complete the task. And yeah, just a clear difference. Here I have a quote from Gary Vaynerchuk, I think. Quote, "Do not overvalue other parents' opinions about your kid." Another quote from him is, quote, "Pay attention to who your kid is, so you don't impose who you wish they were." Never hold a grudge against your kid. Instantly accept it when they apologize. They're just a kid. Don't hold a grudge against our kid if they smash a plate or a vase. If they break something, don't hold a grudge against them. They're just a little kid. They don't know what's best. When instantly accept it when they apologize. Okay, this is a paraphrasing. I made my own quote based on something that Neil deGrasse Tyson, the famous physicist, said. Quote, "Do not stop your kid from doing the wrong thing. Let it do the wrong thing and then explain why it is bad." He came up with the example of a kid playing around with a non-boiled egg, raw egg, and then the parents, seeing the kid is just fidgeting around with the egg, instantly runs over and stops that kid from playing with the egg and said, "Don't do that." And then the other parent sees the kid playing with the egg, lets the kid crack the egg, because eventually the kid will break the egg and it will be messy, lets the kid break the egg, and then goes over to the kid and explains what that kid or that egg could have been, explaining that kid could have been a chicken and that you shouldn't break that. And then they'll be, "Oh no, I killed a chicken." And then they won't do that again. But if you don't just stop them from playing with it, they will play with it in the future again. Alright, that is it. Please give me some feedback in the comments and have a lovely day. Thank you for listening to me and my thoughts, and have a great day. Goodbye.